There's room for everything in pro wrestling.
Give me 2 hours on TBS with this crew, and we'll take Raw down.
When's the last time we were truly worked?
Like TLC, it's just overdone. And Hell in the Cell's going the way of that too.
It's whatever at this point. Goldberg's in the Hall of Fame. That made it irrelevant at that point.
So that's your soundbite right there, folks.
Well, Rammer Jammer and Drop the Hammer. It's the Civil War here on the Bammer Slammer. If this is your first time watching us, welcome to the show. Hopefully you're watching us on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/SmackDraw. If you're watching us live, make sure you follow us, give us some bits, and let us know how you feel in the chat. We love to talk to everybody. We'll shout you out, read your comments on the air. If you're watching the replay on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast, thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and click that bell so no matter what single video we post, every time we post a new video, you'll get notified immediately. We always thank you for your support and watching us. If you listen to us on whatever podcast platform you prefer, thanks for listening to us. Once again, follow, subscribe to our podcast, leave us a comment, leave us a 5-star rating. I promise you we earn every single star of that because we put out great content. And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. We appreciate you guys. We thank you so much for being part of it tonight. Tonight is a special Around the Ring edition here on the Bammer Slammer. This is a very fun episode I love to do every now and then. And tonight, as you can see on the screen, or maybe you can't see if you're listening, but it's brother versus brother. We have our two brothers here this evening. First of all, to my right, this way. I always do it the wrong way. To my right, he's one of the co-hosts here on the SmackDraw brand, and you can hear him and Kyle recap the week of wrestling on the Rewind show, which airs every weekend. He's the Dog Kennel Master, the Mean Jelly Bean Mixer, the man of 1,000 rants, the Triple H to my HBK. It's time to play the RN game. RN, good evening, sir.
What's up, bro? Just thanks for having us on. So now we can prove without a shadow of doubt, I am the best Akub, the best looking, smartest, the best dancer. Pretty much just all around the best person with the last name Akub. I always think that, but now we'll have definitive video evidence that I am the best.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's see what your brother has to say about that. Directly below RN tonight, he's an educator, an untamable creative monster, inspirational motivator, the founder of multiple brands, including Unusual Jeans. He's the older brother of Mr. RN. He's one of the finer things found in New York. Move aside, Doctor. Designer Dre is in the house. Dre, how are you this evening, buddy?
I'm doing good. Just I have to come in and beat up my little brothers as I normally have to do.
Okay.
To put them in this place in certain situations.
Okay,
so.
I want the dirt. Give me the worst fight you two have ever had.
You know what? It's funny because we usually see each other on certain gaps, like since we was kids. Because like most of the times I will always come out either for the Easter break or summer break, depending on. But we haven't really had scuffles like that at all, which is weird. I had more scuffles with the youngest one. And
that's because me and him too, like we have so much in common, and we're a little bit closer in age.
Right.
We're close enough in age, but far enough away from each other where like we wouldn't have any fucking real conflicts. I mean, not to mention he was like 12 foot taller than us. Anyway,
right?
He's damn near 10 years older than me, so you know what I'm saying. So it's like, I mean, he's old as shit. So like,
okay, yeah. So y'all weren't close enough in age where y'all would actually scrap. Y'all weren't that close,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no, we did, but he just beat the shit out of me.
we did, yeah, exactly. And I didn't really have to do too much. I probably just had to.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like he's literally like he's out. Like that was the thing. Like we had so much in common, like wrestling, music. You know what I'm saying? Like I love all the shit that I love. Mainly came from him. Like my New York. Hip hop, the teams I like, being a pseudo sneakerhead like him. Like, I mean, I got it all from my older brother. So,
right.
I mean, kind of, yeah, we never really had any fights, honestly. I mean, we get into arguments and shit, but what brothers?
Yeah, we get into more verbal arguments than physical fights. So,
man.
It'll take about a day for us to get over it.
Well, there you go. Yeah, there's nothing better though than brotherhood. There really isn't, and I think I can speak for me and Kyle that it's like a brotherhood here on the show. We love having you guys. Sure. I'm glad having you guys on the show. Speaking of Kyle, he's over here And he says RN seems like he falls down easy yelling "Stop, bro."
That is the exact opposite.
No, that's not.
Opposite.
So that's not at all how it went, huh?
Hell no. Most of the time, Pops would have to drag my ass away. Like, man, bro, he's gonna fucking kill you. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, our father's most likely the mediator and stuff, but he'll see me and he'd be like, "No, don't do it. Don't."
If anything, Pops beat our ass more than we beat each other. I mean, he beat us for fighting and shit. So that's pretty much. He was
rarely for me.
Yeah, no, me and my younger brother.
Like you and Tom, yeah, but rarely.
Yeah.
Nah.
Like I said, we were like, he was so much older than us. Like it was like we would try and fight him and be like, come on, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like,
it's like flinging flies away from me.
Literally, it's like Rey Mysterio versus Big Show. Like it was no
yeah, most likely.
It was literally like there was nothing we could do. Like, I mean, it didn't matter how mad he could have literally just like you see on TV, just like held his hand out, held our head while we swung. Like it was.
Right.
There was literally nothing we could have done.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Well, like I said, we brought you in this evening for a little brotherhood fight on a game I like to call Around the Ring. But before we get into that, we got to get y'all's creative juices flowing, get y'all warmed up. So we're going to do a segment I love to do, which is called Overrated or Underrated. So what I'm going to do is I've got 5 statements for you, and just off the top of your head, just tell me whether or not you think these things, easier for me to say, are overrated or underrated, and why. First thing, guys, we're in Rumble season. The Rumble is 1 week from this Saturday. So, Dre, let me start with you. Is the Royal Rumble overrated or underrated?
To me, to be honest, I think it's a bit underrated at certain points, for my personal opinion. I've been watching the Rumble since I was a kid, since I could easily remember. But every year it gets to the point where we always want to be on our end of our seats to see who's coming out, like who's going to be the one to be the surpriser. Like from the time when Cena came out, actually at the Garden, I remember that one very clearly when he was the last one to come out and such like that. And then the Rated R superstar Edge coming back after a long hiatus and such. So those are the certain things that we
no lie. I still get goosebumps when I think about it.
Yeah, me too. Because the way the whole arena just like shook when he stepped out, and just the emotions on his face. He tried to hold it in as much as possible because he would never thought that he would probably be back in that situation. But I just feel that more people are more in tune to who's going to be the last one standing in the Royal Rumble, instead of just looking at who's the surprises coming out, to kind of get the nostalgia of what the Royal Rumble is, and seeing certain individuals that's coming back that hasn't been there for a long time. So I feel that more people need to be more appreciative to seeing who's going to come out, instead of always expecting like, oh, this person's going to win, that person's going to win. I'm more excited to see who's going to be the surprise guest that's going to pop up into that ring, and see what they're going to do when they get in that ring with today's superstars.
100% understand that. RN, what about you? Overrated or underrated?
I think it's underrated in WWE's. I think they underrated. Like, to me, like, I know WrestleMania is supposed to be like for the casual fan and all that shit, but like all my bros and even my girl, like the only pay-per-view they actually care to sit down and watch with me is Royal Rumble. That's because the 30-man over the top, and like you said, like them getting to see people that when they did watch wrestling when they were kids, maybe come back out, stuff like that. So like, I don't think it's underrated in the fans. To me, it's the best. Like, I know everybody wants to say it's WrestleMania, but it's not. It's really Royal Rumble is the best pay-per-view that WWE has. Just like Dre said, the unpredictability, the fact that you always get dope-ass matches, because the Royal Rumble matches take so much time, so you don't have all that filler and fluff. You got down to the nitty-gritty matches, so you're going to get dope-ass single matches and then 2 dope Royal Rumble matches. So to me, it's my favorite pay-per-view of the year, like hands down.
Awesome. And Kyle in the chat agrees. He says it's very much underrated. All right. Number 2, the new TBS champion, Miss Jade Cargill. RN, I'm going to start with you. Is she overrated or is she underrated?
She's overrated, but it's not a bad thing. First of all, the host championship is terrible. Like they definitely should have designed it. Tell me that shit don't look like it says the host.
Their logo does look like that. Yes, it does.
It looks like it says the host championship, and I'm gonna forever call it that. No disrespect to the women involved or the woman wearing it. She's overrated, but it's. I mean, she had like everything with AEW is overrated though, because that's just how their fans and everything is. Like, I don't think she's ready for it, but she needed something. She needed a championship to cap off the build and everything that they've done for her. So like, I personally think she's overrated, but not like, I wouldn't say like it's like grossly or anything like that. Like she's on her way, she's up and coming, and they're building a homemade star. So there's nobody they signed from WWE. I don't think she did much independent work. So it's their own homemade star that they're building. So
yeah.
Dre, what about you?
I'm sorry, I'm a big fan of Cargill, so I've been riding with her since the beginning because she's fun as fuck. I'm sorry. How
do you really feel?
but the bitch show TBS
right.
is very overrated because the fact is that you go through all of this. I'm not going to get onto her, but I just felt that you had all these accomplished female wrestlers to be in this tournament, and the way that the outcome comes to it, especially with few that should have really had the title, because I still felt that Ruby Soho would have been the best person to have that to kind of run with it, because she hasn't really got that push as much. Yes, she had championship titles with Baker and such, but the problem is that you wanted to give somebody that new title a face that they could run with to kind of bring up that title a little bit more instead of someone that's
not Ruby though. Ruby was ass, bro. That match was ass.
It was kind of ass, yeah, because
Serena Deeb or somebody, like you said, there's literally like 6 other women in that match that
I would have done Chris Statlander before Ruby.
Yeah, even Chris Statlander.
Yeah, I would have said that too.
What I'm saying.
But because there were certain individuals that's been there much longer than her and actually helped build the brand to what it is today, where endless fights on AEW Dark and such, and even on matches that been viewed on YouTube and such. There's certain individuals that had a little bit more underneath their belt to actually hold that belt, to actually give it something in a true meaning. But and plus with the whole shift to TBS, I think they're trying to really trying to put a little spin onto it, put a fresher face onto it and everything, and try to get a little edgier with the belt before they start really pushing it in with some of the more familiar people and such, because she's phenomenal. Like, her physique is phenomenal, but again, she still needs a little bit more ring experience. Ring experience, as well as some mic skills too, because some of the things that the way she carries herself and stuff, sometimes
her mic skills are leaps and bounds ahead of her in-ring skills. Like,
it is.
For her to be a rookie, she's pretty good on the mic, but in the ring, she is hot garbage in the ring.
But I still feel that her mic skills could be elevated even more, especially if she has what's his name there speaking a lot for her and such, and try to be real short word. Sometimes I'm saying like, yo, you don't need him. Like, you can speak your mind and really get into some creative dialogue if you really want to get to that level, because a lot of times some of the best people that get the creative dialogue is the ones that actually elevate to a certain level that people don't expect them to get to due to the fact of their mic skills. So, but she's a bit overrated just for the fact that how quick she got the belt.
Yeah, I think she's overrated too. I hope they feed her squash matches for 2 months. We got to take her seriously. That's the best way to do it. Yeah. Yep. 100%. Number 3, Dre, we're back to you.
Okay.
The forbidden door opening between the WWE and other promotions. Overrated or underrated?
I gotta say it's really overrated in my perspective, because I felt like this should have been done a long time ago, and why all of a sudden you want to do it now because you see another company that's actually bringing in a lot of the talent from other organizations and stuff and getting them some spotlight, and now you want to jump on the bandwagon to actually try to bring some more attention to your own brand. I just feel that it's a little too late. It should have been done much longer ago, and especially now with some of those, with this forbidden door opening up and some of those wrestlers coming in from other promotions. What is the situation of how you're going to promote them? Because again, you own a lot of the names that's on WWE. So again, what about those other wrestlers if they become part of your brand in WWE?
I think you're thinking too far into it, bro.
Yeah,
like I don't think it's gonna be.
I don't know because
what I'm saying is like I don't think it's gonna be a forbidden door. I think they're doing this to open the door back up for Mickie James to come to be in the Hall of Fame.
That's it.
To pay her back for shipping her shit to her in a hefty bag. I think that's all this is. I don't think anybody else. Don't get me wrong. I wish other people, because I watch Impact every week. It's probably my second favorite promotion, honestly. But I just don't think that it's going to be that big of a deal. I think it's going to be Mickie James showed up, but even in that, that's still a win for Impact, especially if she shows up wearing the belt
and comes out to Hardcore Country.
Comes out to Hardcore Country. Even if it's just her and just that, it's a win for Impact because that's more than WWE's done for any fucking any big time repose. Like they do it for like Evolve and stuff like that, but like an actual national product, it'll be the first time in history they've done that. So it's a win for them regardless. But like it's completely overrated on actual door. Let's say it's a doggy door or more like cracking a window or something.
It's more like a keyhole. It's more like a keyhole because again,
literally
they owed it to her because they know they did it dirty.
They did her dirty. That's all this is. I'm sorry. Like I wish it would be more.
Yeah.
I hope it's more, but I just think that they know she's almost done and they're trying to get back in her good graces because they've been having people turn them down for the Hall of Fame and shit. And you want one of your top flight women that are still doing out
killing it.
Killing it to come back. That's it. That's all it is.
Fun fact, all of you that don't know this, here's the order of the decorated champions in the women's division. Charlotte Flair, Trish Stratus, Mickie James. She's number 3. If you don't treat her right, you're being
You're done. No,
it's terrible. PR for the rest of your life.
And she's technically would be their first modern woman wrestler to put in.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And at least for us, like even though she's kind of not, she was kind of on the tail end of Trish and all that, but she went through the Diva and all that stuff and the women's evolution.
Went through another. She carried the Divas era on her back.
She'll be the first legit modern day women's wrestler in the Hall of Fame.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. All right, next one. NXT's Grayson Waller, overrated or underrated? RN.
I think it's a little overrated, but that's a good thing because NXT 2.0 needs something, and WWE itself needed something, a homegrown star from scratch that is putting them on the map and putting NXT on the map. Because as you know, I hate NXT. I don't like NXT 2.0, but I like watching Grayson Waller. And like I said, he's a poor man. He's great value MJF at this point. Which that's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
Especially for 2.0, like I'm not mad at it. Like he's probably one of the bright spots on 2.0 and now on Raw too. And like I said, it's the first time they're making a star. They are, and it's the first time they've done it in 20 fucking years probably. So.
Yep. Dre, what do you think?
Overrated. I just feel that they're trying to do the same playbook as MJF in a sense, just like how Aaron was saying. Because look, now with the 5 minutes that NXT was on today, he introduced his insurance policy. So he has his Warlow now.
He's got his Warlow, exactly. But my thing is like, do it. Why not?
Why not?
Why? Like I don't understand like why people think that that's a bad thing. People steal shit from WWE
all the time.
The time. Like, why not? Like they're the competition. Steal it, put it on your TV, and make more people think you did it. Because let's be honest, because you can talk all the shit you want. More people watch Raw and SmackDown than they do AEW. They only hit 1 million once a while, maybe once a month, or if they have a big match.
Yep.
Right.
Raw and SmackDown still getting 2-3 million. So
of course,
some people just aren't watching AEW. They're not going to know that MJF and Wardlow did it first.
Right.
Right. Because they're new to it. They're hit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like, why not? I'd steal for them every chance I got.
But I mean, he's a good. He is like I agree everything what Aaron was saying is that they actually have a homegrown talent, and for the fact that he made his debut when Johnny Wrestling was leaving,
right,
and he beats the hell out of him.
Well,
on his last appearance,
not his debut, but his defining moment for sure.
No, his defining moment.
Yeah.
So that's his coming out party in a sense,
right.
most likely.
I agree.
So he put it out there by going against the guy that's been there the longest tenure wrestling in NXT, that's going out on a different note, but he puts a whooping onto him to kind of make him the new bad guy, the new bad guy,
right?
Like the Razor Ramon and the new bad guy. You know, throw the toothpick in the face.
Yeah, he's got the The thing that separates him from MJF in my mind is MJF is more of the silver spoon, Long Island brat, and Grayson Waller is the Aussie, better than you, popular surfer, who walked down the hall and thought all the girls were into him. So there's a little bit of a different character. The accent alone sets him apart. They just because I don't know what it is. The Australian accent is usually attractive to me, but when he talks, I want to smack him in the face. So it's just, but yeah, I just 100% agree that he's overrated in the best way. AJ Styles ain't gonna work with just anybody, and he sees something in this guy. So so if he comes down to work with him, that's
when I really started believing in when the shit with AJ just popped up out of nowhere after AJ was in the thing with Omos, and then next thing you know, on Tuesday he's on the thing with Grayson Waller. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's like I don't know, because either AJ sees something in him that he really feels that is worth working with to try to enhance him a bit, but also bring a lot more attention to NXT as well.
Right. I think it's both.
Yeah. I agree. But I also think that AJ needed someone to help him turn babyface. Who better than Grayson Waller? So,
good one.
Yeah. And finally, this one's just for you boys. Buying the off-brand shoes from Walmart or Target, overrated or underrated?
I don't even know what that means. I didn't even know those places sold shoes.
Hold on. I gotta reiterate this one thing. Okay.
I knew this would pop you.
But it had to. Shaq made multiple millions of dollars selling his shoes out of Walmart. So the fact
not
that
from us though.
No, not from us. Not from us, because as you can tell, I have a pair of Shack Attacks in here someplace in this vault.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking down on Walmart and Target, because I'm gonna be honest, I'd have $200 pair of shoes on and a straight sweatsuit from Walmart.
Yeah.
And basketball shorts from Walmart with $200 shoes on.
Oh yeah, dude. Half my closet's from Walmart. The stuff's comfortable. That's what I want. I want comfort.
Yeah. Mine just the top half is from Walmart. The bottom half is not.
Listen, we don't have the closest Walmart to us is probably like 15, 20 miles away from where I'm at.
Right.
So exactly. So whenever I'm in Ohio to go see the family and my brother says, where we going every night? We going to Walmart.
We're literally going to walk around. This dude ain't joking. We literally going to walk around Walmart.
That's awesome.
Yo, shoot, my wife could testify to it too. She brought a whole bunch of catering stuff so she could make some cookies and some cakes while she was out there, and she just bought it just for us to stay and for her to bake.
So for me, it's underrated. For y'all, it's overrated.
Absolutely.
When it comes to sneakers, when it comes to shoes,
only shoes.
Yeah, so no shoes.
Okay. Well, no, I've got a pair of I don't even know what the brand is. I think it's like George or something. But I got a pair of these shoes from Walmart, and I was wearing them at the church, and this dude said, "Man, I love those Chuck Taylors." I'm like, there we go.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha.
Little do you know.
Yep, 1999, and I'm loving it. All right. I appreciate it, guys. All right, so before we get to the actual Around Your Ring segment, if you are enjoying content like this and love listening to stuff like this, there's two ways you can help us fund this stuff and make it happen. One way is you can visit our PayPal, which is paypal.me/SmackDrawPod, and you can give us a one-time donation there. The other way you can support us is go over and visit our Patreon. Patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. We got 4 subscription tiers there, ranging from $1 up to $25. Depending on how much you want to subscribe, depends on how much we'll give to you. We got shout outs, sticker packs, exclusive content, a SmackDraw t-shirt, behind the scenes access to how we do our shows, maybe some brainstorming meetings. Anytime we do a live event, we'll try to make sure you're included in that. And if you do the elite tier, we'll even advertise for your brand. We'll pop your logo on our screen. We'll shout you out every single show. But the biggest thing is, guys, the more you take care of us, the better we get to take care of you with great content for your eyes and for your ears. All the money that goes into the PayPal into our Patreon. We don't line our pockets with it. It goes right into making our show successful and branching it out and getting it out to as many eyes and ears as we can. So by giving to us, you're helping spread the word of the Smack Draw brand. So thank you for being loyal members of the Army. We appreciate you. All right, guys, let's get into Around the Ring. And so what this is, guys, is very simple. I've got 10 topics / scenarios. I'm going to read them out to you guys one at a time. Every time I do it, you guys are going to have 30 seconds to state your case for that topic. And then the other person will get to state their case for it as well. Whoever I feel has the most compelling argument or the most compelling statement back to me, I'm going to award a point. And then whoever has the most points at the end of it, that person is the ringmaster, and they've gone around the ring, and they win that title. They will get not only bragging rights over their brother, but they will also get a graphic custom made by me that you can post on your social media and blast it anywhere you want to blast it to let your brother know that you are the better Arku brother. So I'm excited about this. Let me go and get your scores up on the screen. Right now we're at 0-0, and let me get the wheel on the screen. Nope, that's the timer. Let me get the wheel on the screen, and we're going to spin it to see who's going to get to answer back first. Spin that wheel. And RN, you're going to answer first in this first question. So here we go. With the Royal Rumble around the corner, this is usually the time to elevate someone to the main event level and build them to WrestleMania. However, if you could have a returning legend or WWE alumni win this year's men's or women's Royal Rumble, who would you pick and why? 30 seconds, go.
Daniel Bryan. He just left on shitty terms, but now we're talking this stupid Forbidden Door stuff. Who would be a better person to come back, surprise entrant at 30 and win? And then you got people talking, thinking, oh, is he going to take the title to AEW? Is he going to do this? Is he going to get that? You have the perfect setup for something major for WrestleMania. That's all I got to say. I ain't got to say no more.
Wow, okay, and you had 7 seconds left. Okay, Dre, what WWE legend or alumni would you bring back to win either of the Rumbles and why? Your 30 seconds starts now.
Oh, great. All right, let's just go there. I would actually bring back CM Punk, just to say it, because he never had the opportunity to really shine in the Royal Rumble in that sense and get that opportunity to get it set up for a main event at WrestleMania from the Royal Rumble and build him up in that sense. So he will be the one that I will pick because that opportunity was never presented.
All right, when I hold my hand up, that means it's time. Very good, guys. All right, both very compelling arguments. This one's tough.
You can't go wrong. I mean,
no, you can't.
Those are the top two
both great, exactly. But Ariane, I'm going to go with you. I think Daniel Bryan is more believable because I think he has a good relationship with the WWE. I think that's something that we could see, and you know I think that's one of the only things left he hasn't done is he's never won a Royal Rumble. So that's something if he wants to add that to his legacy list for his kids. Yeah, Kyle, absolutely. He says, I just got RN a good mic. Yeah, we can tell. It's fire, man. It sounds great.
No, I haven't got the new mic yet.
Oh, you did? Then he just got it. I thought you said. Okay, I thought he set it up. My bad. Okay. All right, next one. Here we go. At the end of 2021, it was announced that the Ring of Honor was going to go on hiatus until April of this year. But in the meantime, the stars of Ring of Honor have started collaborating and making waves in other promotions. Make your case for whether or not Ring of Honor should return in April. Dre, this time you start. Go.
I feel that they should, because the fact that they were actually like a farm system for a lot of the superstars that we see today. And they were actually doing a lot of things that we want to see in a lot of the brands that we watch today that's popular, especially in AEW, where you see a lot of the legends from ROH. They're making a huge splash right now, as well as bringing back their own names from ROH. So I feel like, yes, they should return.
All right. You had 3 seconds left. Good. RN, your 30 seconds starts now.
I'm just gonna be a contrarian and go against what he says. The reason why I think they shouldn't, as of this point, is because all like you guys just said, all their stars are now in bigger promotions and better promotions, making names for themselves and finally showing off what they were doing. Because on Ring of Honor, you couldn't watch it unless it was 2 a.m. on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning. So most people didn't watch it, only caught highlights, replays, and shit. Now look what we saw from Jonathan Gresham, which I've been telling y'all about for months now, that he's one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler in the world, and he's finally getting to show it.
Yeah, RN, you're gonna get a point on that one. Dre, it's all right. You just got to put the fire in on it. The biggest thing I'm gonna say, if ROH makes the announcement we're coming back on a TV network, okay. But if you're gonna just say we're gonna come back and do what we were always doing, just stay asleep. Just stay asleep. Don't do it.
That's the part. Like literally, like it literally comes on in Ohio. Like it comes on Saturday mornings early at like 7 o'clock in the morning, or late Sunday evening, like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like who the hell is up at Sunday night at 1 o'clock in the morning?
It's like WWE in 1983.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like who's watching that? Like it
Exactly.
makes no sense. The times it comes on.
100%. All right. For the next two questions, let's spin the wheel to see who's going to go first this time. RN, you're going to go first. Okay. Question number 3. There's no question that WWE and AEW are the two biggest wrestling promotions in the United States as of right now. If you could elevate and promote one other promotion to make this a 3-horse race, what underrated wrestling promotion deserves more spotlight here in the States? RN, go.
It's Impact by far. Like Impact is fire. Like from Josh Alexander to Chris Bay, to even Willie Mack and a couple others. Like, I mean, it's so underrated and grossly underrated, and it can't get rid of the TNA stink and WCW stink that people won't give it a chance. But like I said, it's probably my second favorite promotion right now, and I watch it probably more than I watch NXT or AEW some weeks. So definitely Impact Wrestling for sure.
All right. Dre, which brand should be, or which promotion should be elevated to big number 3 in the States? Go.
Well, I would have said Impact as well, but I'm gonna have to go with a little brand out here in New York, in a sense, that's been making a name for themselves, which is HOG. And because of what they're doing a lot with not only bringing a lot of the talent from other brands as well as AEW to come in, but also just getting a lot of exposure and putting it out, a lot of the activities and such that we do want to see in a lot of the house shows. But again, if they get the opportunity to really push it to a level to put it on television, it will even be great, not just a pay-per-view.
Dre, I'm going to give it to you. I love disruptors. I love ones that come.
I was going to take it to him too, because it's black owned as well. So I didn't even think about that.
No, 100%, and it's on point with a lot of the promotions as well as the production factor as well, because they have a deal with Fight. With the pay-per-view. So
Master P owns it too, don't he?
Yes.
Or he's one of the owners.
He has part ownership of it.
Yeah.
So it's really their production value has really stepped up, especially in the arena, because they do it in the same arena, which is literally 5 blocks away from my best friend's house. So
awesome.
So it's a dope area, and plus standing room. They have general admissions, and you can just stand in there and enjoy the show and actually see good matches.
Yep.
So
yeah, the only other one other than those that I would say I would love to see elevated again, just for nostalgia, the NWA.
Yeah.
I would love them back on TBS Saturday mornings like they used to be, or something like that. I just think that would be. I love Camille. I love Strictly Business. Nick Aldis is one of the most underrated wrestlers on the planet. I love Nick Aldis. He's so good.
Honorable mention AAW in Chicago. Like they always have fire ass cards, and every time I go to Chicago, I'd always miss it. It'd be either the weekend before or the weekend after I was supposed to go there. So definitely shout out to them.
And shout out to NWA. Their Power episodes are back on YouTube now, so y'all can watch it. Yeah, so absolutely. Go. Yeah, let's go. I definitely want to get up to it. What's up, Too Sweet Pod? Good to see you, man. Hey,
it's good, bros.
Yeah, let us know y'all's thoughts on this. What y'all think are the answers. So let's go to number 4. This time, Dre, we're gonna start with you.
Okay.
Recently, on Pat McAfee's talk show, Bill Goldberg announced he only has 1 match left in his current WWE contract. No matter your feelings about the man, if you could book his final retirement match, who would you choose right now to face him in his career, and why? Go.
If the opportunity presented itself, him and Stone Cold. Battle of the ball heads. I mean, because because at the same time they both were the faces of their brands and such. And when Goldberg was at a height, when he was with WCW, and when Stone Cold was at the height at WWE, so it would have been perfect for them just to let that go out on a blaze of glory, just to see who was the best ball-headed wrestler at that time.
RN, your 30 seconds starts now.
Big E. I mean, he's been calling for it. Everybody's been thinking about it. And you need somebody that can actually carry Goldberg's old non-strength having ass anymore. So Big E, Big E needs to pop. It'll be another thing on his resume to get him up there with the upper echelon guys. So definitely would be Big E for me.
All right, I'm gonna go with RN on this one. I think Big E is the right choice, but I mean, come on, we all know the right answer, and that's Matt Riddle. That's the right answer. we all. That's the match I want.
I was gonna pick that, but I'm like, let's pick a more realistic one. Like,
I know.
Yeah, he's never gonna fathom. Trust me, I wish that happens, but it won't. Big E's got a better shot than anybody.
I say, yeah. Kyle says, why not Gilbert versus Goldberg?
We know Gilbert might have a shot.
Yeah, he might.
Gilbert could probably still do a jackhammer.
For real.
Yep. Although for the fact of their match was supposed to happen and it didn't, I wouldn't mind if Roman put him down for the last time.
Yeah. I forgot that was supposed to be the match.
Mm-hmm. I'd be okay with that if that's another notch on Roman's belt. And come on, let's be honest. If Roman smashes you and thrashes you and pins you, you're not coming back. So, Thank you, Daniel Bryan. All right, next question. Let's spin the wheel to see who's going to answer 5 and 6. Dang it keeps going to RN. All right, RN, first answer this question. Adam Cole right now is caught between a rock and a hard place as he's torn between his loyalty for the Super Clique with the Young Bucks, but also to the former Undisputed Era with Red Dragon. Make your argument for which side Adam Cole should choose and why. Go.
It's Red Dragon and the Undisputed Era. And we want to see this eventually become a thing when Kenny Omega comes back and we get Omega and the Bucks versus Adam Cole and Red Dragon. There's nothing there. If we don't get that and that isn't the direction we're going, then it'll be another time AEW dropped the fucking ball after excellent long-term storytelling and bringing people in, and then we don't get that at the end of the day, they messed up, period.
Okay. Dre, do you want to try to sway me for the Bucks, or do you want to just cement RN's argument but do it even better? And go.
I'm gonna agree with my brother, but I'm gonna go on a more of a longer term. Of course, he should go with Red Dragon, because again, it would be a perfect storytelling situation, especially when Kenny Omega comes back. But let's just say if AEW plans on getting the trios belt, it would be a good opportunity for them to actually battle it out on a certain level so that gold is actually in the place, and it will be awesome just to see who's going to be the best trios team between the two, the Super Clique or the UE.
Dre, you get the point by bringing in the trios belts. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys.
I just wanted to bring them in. They've been talking about the trios belt for 2.5 years now.
Let's do
bring
this.
that shit in. Let's go. What's the point of having all them factions and shit? Nothing for them to fight over.
100%.
They take a page out from ROH. I mean, come on now. It's a lot of those trio belt matches that's called legendary classics.
Not really ROH, because the ROH kind of throws trios together. Take it from New Japan.
Yeah,
New Japan.
They do.
They have 45 factions in New Japan, so they have the trios titles for a reason. So those are the open trio styles. So all those other members of the factions can actually fucking do something.
Yeah.
But look at it also, it opens up more of the forbidden door as well and bring in some of those trios from New Japan to also come in and try to take that title as well.
100%. And Kyle, have a good night, man. Hope you start feeling better, dude. Please start
feel
feeling
better, boss man.
Please do. All right. And Too Sweet Pod says yes. Please pick Matt Riddle for Goldberg. Hey, that's what I want. That's what I want. Goldberg ain't gonna do it, but that's what I want. All right.
That's what I want.
Now, guys, game changer. This one is worth 2 points. Right now, RN has 3, Dre has 2. So the winner of this will get a very distinct advantage, or at least go up by 1 in Dre's case. Game changer is no preface. All you need to tell me is right now, off the top of your head, what would be the ultimate game changer for a promotion, for a superstar, for a tag team, for a faction. Tell me a scenario or something you would think would be the ultimate game changer for that whatever topic that would change the course of their direction right now. So, Dre, you're going to start this one, and your 30 seconds starts now.
Oh, you put me on the spot with this one. What can I say? Damn, I'm wasting time. Make a tag team a tag team Royal Rumble, in a sense, to put a certain tag team on the top to see who's the most dominant one. You know, we can do it individual, but put it as a tag team because the partners got to work together to take all the other teams out, and don't have to really take it on to be individualized. All
right, RN, give me a game changer. Go.
Seth Rollins beating Roman at the Rumble and then going on to beat Brock Lesnar at Mania.
That's a big game changer right there.
No more need to say?
That's all he needs. Like, we need to finally start recognizing Seth Rollins for who he is and what he is. And to me, if he beats both of them in a calendar year in a span of 70, 90 days, we can't doubt Seth Rollins anymore.
No.
As great as that is, RN, Dre gets the point because I've never thought of that. That's a brilliant idea. I said in one of our in our book, the WWE calendar episode, when Money in the Bank comes around, I want a Money in the Bank for tag teams.
I'm surprised they haven't done that yet. I blows my mind that they haven't done that.
Well, yet. Again, who doesn't care about tag team wrestling?
Right.
That's why. But no, yeah, for sure. I think that would be logistical, perfect. I mean, I'll just say this right now. The fact that Seth says, I'm going to win that title, turn it red, and bring it back to Raw, he's winning this thing. I don't see why he was not. I really don't. I just feel like it's almost written in the sand. Yeah.
It's a very bold statement to go in that manner. So
yeah.
And plus, look at it also this way. Who did Seth cash his Money in the Bank on?
Roman.
Well, they're only doing that because they want the WWE title on SmackDown.
I agree.
Most likely, yeah. They don't want that free agent stuff.
They want Roman to be the face holding the WWE title,
and they still want Brock versus Roman. And this is how you get that still.
I agree. My question is, with all this happening, is Roman the babyface chasing Brock Lesnar?
Hell no.
Nope. It's switched.
Can a heel actually chase?
They don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice, I know, but
because just how they've done Brock is clearly a babyface. Like he just is.
Yeah.
Even if it's not on purpose, he's a babyface, and you can't steer Roman away from this, the bloodline stuff and the heel stuff. Like you can't.
Okay.
It got them to be everything they wanted them to be.
So then let's talk about this. Does Roman enter himself in the Rumble, or does Roman go into the chamber and wreck everybody?
I think it's the chamber, and it's going to be overseas. It's definitely going to be the chamber.
They're doing it in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
they're going to get them Saudis their money, bro. They trust me. It's going to be something's going to pop off.
Do you think that he'll put one or both of the Usos in there with him and make them lay down?
Something like that's what I'm saying. I think something like that's going to happen.
Well, it might turn on him. It might turn onto him if he expect that, because we've seen that scenario happen too many times.
I agree.
Before, so
I agree. There's so much they can do with this. It's so good. It's so good. I'm loving it. All right. Next one. Let's spin the wheel to see who's going to get this one. Dre, you get to start this time. All right, here we go. Next question. Most have heralded that WrestleMania 17 is the greatest WrestleMania of all time. However, if you could make an argument for another WrestleMania to possibly be in contention for the number one spot, what WrestleMania are you going to pick and why? 30 seconds. Go.
All I'm going to say is between two, WrestleMania 3 and WrestleMania 4. The reason why I say WrestleMania 3 is because that's when the two icons went against each other. You saw Hulk Hogan drop Andre the Giant on his back, even though the Giant wasn't at his best. WrestleMania 4, which I also attended in Atlantic City, was the tournament for the actual heavyweight championship belt, which Macho Man Randy Savage came on top instead with the help of the superpowers in the sense, if you want to call it in that manner. But it was also interesting to see a whole heavyweight championship tournament.
Okay. RN, which WrestleMania could be number one beside WrestleMania 17? Go.
WrestleMania 2000, the video game, TLC, all of that. Like that. That was like a turning point from like, I don't want to necessarily say like away from the Attitude Era, but that was like kind of when we started getting some younger stars coming in and some other people being on the map, and not just Shawn Michaels and Triple H and The Rock. Like you finally started some younger stars being made, and I think that was kind of like the turning point for the WWE roster because it was so top heavy at the time. So definitely WrestleMania 2000, and that's literally one of the best wrestling games all time.
True.
Great answers, guys. Wow. RN, I'm going to give it to you. That was a great, compelling argument. I'm going to go WrestleMania 25. WrestleMania 25 had one of the best stories I've ever seen on WWE TV, which is Randy Orton and Triple H.
Yep.
When he blamed that whole IED thing and had Legacy, and he RKO'd Stephanie while Triple H was handcuffed to the rope, and I mean that was great. Of course, that's the WrestleMania Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, best match of all time in my opinion. You know, you had that. You had a couple of good women's matches too when the women were starting to pick up steam. So that was that's probably one of my favorite WrestleManias of all time. I love that match. Too Sweet Pod said Roman's going to hold the title all the way through next year's Mania when he faces The Rock. I disagree.
Rock ain't coming back, man. You let that pipe dream go, man. It ain't happening.
He means next year, 39 in Hollywood.
No, I know what he means. It's not happening. That man can't do no clothesline. He clothesline or people elbow somebody, his arms are going to fucking explode, bro. He is not coming back. He is a movie star. Let it go.
So the full on head of the table tribal Samoan story is not going to happen.
I don't think it is. And if he does show up, he's not wrestling. He might show up at the end of the ramp and stuff, talk shit with Roman or something like that. But he's not wrestling in another match. I just don't see it happening. He's worth too much money. Why? There's no reason.
Nobody see, bro.
I hope you're wrong, because who better to retire The Rock permanently than Roman Reigns? I just feel like that's what needs to happen.
That would be a nice storyline, but I beg to differ because Rock even says he's not finished. He's not finished with WWE, but again, his schedule is so swamped.
Crazy.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He's got Black Adam and like 4 or 5 other different movies coming out by the.
That's what I say. You block him a year out at 39, I think he'll do it.
He'll probably do it.
No, but that's Hollywood. What I'm saying. Next year is going to be his biggest year probably of his career. Like I said, he's got his DC movie coming out and like 3 or 4 movies that he's producing and stuff too. Like this year would have had to have been the year. Next year is going to be. Probably it's just there's no way it's going to happen next year.
But keep in mind, Rock is known for doing cross promotion.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect opportunity to do cross promotion.
All I'm saying is every year Rock's coming to WrestleMania.
That's always the shit.
They said that this
every year. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This year was supposed to be the year.
And this is the year Hulk.
When is it it's like Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
It's always our year. WrestleMania. Rock's always coming back.
Come on. Yes. I knew it was going to happen. I knew I was going to bring up Cowboys.
Him or John Cena are always coming back for WrestleMania. Yes. Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. All right. RN, this time you're going to start. Recently, Mustafa Ali requested his release from the WWE, saying, "The message I have to share cannot be done if I'm part of the WWE." At what point do you think Ali's downward spiral started in the WWE, which led us to this point? RN, go.
Right after whatever that stupid ass faction was, I don't even care what the
Retribution.
And I'm gonna be honest, like I don't know why all these people are acting like they give a fuck about Ali, because you didn't. You didn't cheer for him. You didn't boo him. You didn't buy his merchandise. Stop with all this fake outrageous shit. He wasn't used right. No, you didn't do him right. Mm-hmm. You didn't cheer him on because he was not a white guy. He was a person of color and a Muslim, and you did not cheer for that man. So I don't want to hear any of this fake ass outrage for caring about Ali now, because you didn't care about him when he was on TV. You didn't care about him when he was on the road. You didn't care about him when he was applying his craft and trying to entertain you. So get the fuck out of here. Like, I hate this shit so much. Like, this fake outrage all of a sudden. It's just slander against WWE. That's all they're taking it for. You didn't give a shit about Ali when he was wrestling. You just didn't. So why are you acting like you care now?
Dre, I dare you to follow that, but tell me where you think the downward spiral started for Ali, which got us to this point, and go.
I hate the fact that I got to follow all of that, but I feel it was before Retribution. I felt that they didn't know what to do, so they felt that having his own faction with all that drama and stuff that was going on, they felt that it would kind of boost up the popularity to have a group of members of NXT members to follow him through. But I just felt like they still didn't give him a bad rap, even when he was with 280 or 208, whatever it is. 205. I just felt that they didn't really give him a push at any way. It was like trying to treat him like a 24/7 champion in a sense without the belt. So it's just kind of make it a more comedic kind of thing until they felt that let's put him with a group of other wrestlers. So.
I let you go over 30 seconds as well because I let RN go over. Yeah, Dre, the only reason you get the point is because you said before Retribution. I'll tell you when it started, when he got hurt and Kofi went into the chamber and not him. That's when it started. Yeah. That's when it started because he was white hot. He was probably going to get at least a triple threat match at WrestleMania, and then that injury put him on the sideline. We never got back above the mid card after that, unfortunately. So, exactly. All right, guys, we are now going to be in the final two questions. RN has 4. Drake has 5. Spin the wheel to see who's going to go first in the final 2. Tight race. And Dre, you get to go first. Question number 9. NXT 2.0 has made it no secret they are now building the future by recruiting top-tier athletes and training them through the WWE system to become superstars that the black and gold brand is in the rearview mirror. As painful as this may be, make your argument why this could end up being the best thing for the future of the WWE. 30 seconds. Go.
So, it's a good way, in my opinion, for making this a good thing for the future is because you're getting unheard of or unseen talent to actually get good development around people within the industry and not just flying around to all different small promotions. They get the opportunity to really do the pitch, something similar to what Dusty Rhodes always had the plan of doing when he was with Florida Wrestling. So the thing is that they get all the honing skills in one location and one location only instead of have to go into other places.
All right, RN, make the reason why this is the best way for the WWE future. Go.
You're building your own stars from the scratch, and the NXT with the guys they push. That we know that those guys are going to eventually be stars and get TV time on Raw and SmackDown because these are the guys that Vince and what's his name are handpicking to be the top of developmental. So that means those guys when they go to Raw and SmackDown, they're already going to know who they are. They're going to be ready for them, and they're going to give a shit about them when they get there because these are their guys.
All right. Yeah. RN, you get the point. It's turnkey. It's turnkey to get them ready for the main roster. The only question I have is, will that 500 or 600,000 that regularly watch NXT, is that going to be enough of a momentum to get these guys to be stars when they hit the main roster? Because, I mean, I
don't think they care about that, honestly.
I don't think they do either.
As long as either way, 500,000-600,000, I think that they know that that's their sweet spot. I think that USA is okay with it too, because if not, they wouldn't have renewed NXT. We'd be back on Peacock. So yeah, I don't think they're mad at the 509. Like you said, like we know that these guys that we're watching now, this first crop of NXT guys, like by the next year or two, these are going to be main event players or top of the mid card guys on Raw and SmackDown. Like it is because these are handpicked guys by Vince and I always forget his name, Bruce Pritchard and all them. Like these are their guys. So clearly, I mean, we know that they're not going to be shit on and completely forgot about once they get to Raw and SmackDown or get their names changed and all the crazy shit they do when they bring NXT guys up. So that's the only good thing about this.
When Hunter is able to come back to work, or even if he decides to ever come back to work, is Sean gone?
No.
I don't think so. No. Sean is a Vince guy. And as much as he's a Triple H guy, he's a Vince guy.
And also he loves the business too much to just walk away.
He's running the show right now. Sean's on the headset right now. That's his show. Yeah.
Sean is running it. He's doing a great job. He's given the green light for a lot of things that you normally wouldn't notice during the Golden Black and stuff. So it's looking good. It's looking up. It's looking up from what he's doing. Yeah. But again, I think Hunter is not done. This is in his
I think
blood.
he is done. I think that them being quiet about his health and stuff and everything, and the fact that Sean's in the seat, I think that Sean was always his handpicked successor or the backup plan if something went wrong with Triple H. And I think that Sean was probably the compromise for Triple H and Vince on what was going to happen next, especially with him being gone.
It's
Probably.
weird. It's weird though
Sean
because Sean's older than Hunter. But
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, like 4 years older.
But
Yeah,
at
he
the same
hasn't been
point,
doing the backstage stuff as long as Triple H. Remember, he just brought him in a couple years ago.
I'm convinced Triple H's heart issue is because of this war with AEW. I know it is. The stress of that had to kill him.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what, I think it's way worse than what we know because first of all, it's unexpected.
Yep.
And second of all, what have we heard?
Nothing.
we haven't heard anything.
We haven't heard he's better. We haven't heard he's worse. We haven't heard anything. So 9 times out of 10, when you don't hear anything, you don't know anything. So to me, I feel like it was much worse than what they thought. And I feel like he needs much longer than what they initially suspected. And that's why I feel like he knew they were going to clean everything out. And I feel like Sean's the compromise. Like, all right, you're going to get rid of everybody, but Sean's got to run it.
Or because also look at it this way, since Vince is always the type to not have a lot of publicity out there about real matters and such like that.
Yeah, but this ain't Vince though, and Stephanie and Sean are up front and wear their heart on their sleeves.
No, that's true. That's true.
That's true.
When it comes to personal matters and such,
Yeah, all right.
Vince is not the type of person to let that come out for whatever reason,
Right.
no matter what. He doesn't, like, quote unquote, he doesn't break character when it comes to real personal.
And that's
stuff.
part of the reason why I think that it is more than what we thought and why Sean is. I think, like I said, I think Sean's the olive branch. Like I'm gutting this bitch out completely. It's no longer what you built, but I'll let Sean run it when we get done.
Yeah.
I mean, and let's be honest. Bruce Pritchard can't tell a headlock from a takeover. Sean's got to run this.
Yes.
Sean's got to run this. Yeah, I mean,
to me, Bruce Pritchard is still stuck in the '90s. Like you saw how raw and shit was when he took over from Paul Heyman. Like as much as Paul Heyman has his flaws and he put faith and started boosting guys, some of them probably weren't ready for it, but still, it's always new and fresh and something you've never seen before. As soon as Pritchard took back over, it's back to the sophomore, dumbass high school humor and like nonsensical storylines that make no fucking sense.
I think that's Vince more than Bruce, honestly. I think Vince is a big teenager. Yeah.
No, you're right. It is, but Bruce is the one, his conduit to do it because he knows that Bruce is his man and been there for 30 fucking years. So he knows Bruce will get done what he wants to get done. You know what I'm saying?
Bruce is like his butler in a sense. Yeah. That's his guy.
He's literally been his right-hand man since like the early 90s. Like literally.
Yeah. Unless he went over to TNA and then came back. But I mean I don't fault the man. When their backs are against the wall, they produce gold. They always do. Because they're nervous at that point. When they get comfortable is when they produce crap. That's why it's because they're bored. So they need something to fire them up. All right, last question, number 10. Dre, you're going to start, and y'all are tied 5-5. Whoever gets this one wins the game. Tight race. Here we go. Andre the Giant, Ric Flair, Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Sting, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Goldberg, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Randy Orton, Edge, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, Becky Lynch, Roman Reigns. Who has the potential to be the next megastar of the 2020s, Dre? Go.
The next megastar. I'm gonna have to go with my boy MJF.
Okay.
The reason why I say this is because this man is all in all the heel of all heels, number one. And number two, I just feel like his rocket is just erupting to the point to get him to the stratosphere to be with the big players. Because right now, everybody is just looking to see what he's going to say on the mic and make himself bigger.
Hold. RN, who's the next megastar of this decade? Go.
As much as it pains me to say this shit, it's Braun Breaker. I mean, he has the pedigree. He has the look. He clearly has what WWE is pushing for, the size and speed and agility. And eventually, like I say, he's asked for the mic now, but they're giving him the mic. So by the time he's ready to take off, the sky's the limit for this dude. Like, and Vince loves second and third generation guys. And like the Steiner's kid, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, he's literally next up. Like, there's no denying it.
Guys, this has never happened before. I can't pick. They're both. I'm not kidding. They are both perfect answers. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let the wheel decide.
Oh,
I have to, because I literally can't pick, because you picked a baby face, you picked a heel, you picked a.
I would have picked MJF too. Like if he had to pick him. That's what I
Oh
was
my
gonna go
gosh,
with.
that was wow.
'Cause he's coming to WWE. I don't care what nobody says. He's coming to WWE.
if he comes to WWE, oh my God,
He's coming, bro.
I don't want a PG MJF. It won't work.
I really don't.
It won't work.
I really don't neither. No, it definitely won't work. He cannot.
I think it will, and I think that the direction that they're going now, they're going to ease up on some of this shit. They even said they're trying to be a little bit more edgy. Who's the edgiest young superstar in the fucking game?
But then they said they're not going to do the blood. They're not going to do the crazy spots. They're not going to let him just talk. They're not going
MJF
to.
don't want to do no blood or crazy spots. He wants to go out there and talk shit.
But again, there's nobody out there that's talking the level of shit that MJF
You're
is
right, but
talking
you got to
right
think.
now.
First,
You're not going to see that on WWE.
I know, but take into consideration, he's young, he's still up and coming, and he hasn't made it to the pinnacle. And I don't care what anybody says, all wrestlers want to go to the WWE. They can talk all the shit they want. They can say AEW is not WWE. It New Japan
Right,
is.
I see what you.
The top of the mountain.
As of right now, until All Out sells out stadiums, every single wrestler wants to main event WrestleMania. They do.
Correct.
They do.
But
Yeah.
I think that if he makes that jump, he's going to actually still make a name for himself, so that everybody's going to take witness of him in AEW first.
He's Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was MJF before MJF. Maybe not so much as crazy on the mic, but he was deadly in the ring. He was one of the best talkers, and he did what he had to do till he finally got to WWE. He got there. Everybody, their fucking mama. He's leaving. He's going with his friends. No, he's not. He's staying at the top of the mountain where he had been dreaming about and trying to get to his entire life.
Might win the Royal Rumble, by the way.
That's what I'm saying.
Might win the Royal Rumble.
MJF is coming. He's not bringing up 2024 for no reason.
The closest thing I can think when I hear MJF, the closest thing I think of is Piper.
Oh yes.
Where did Piper make his name?
Woo!
Piper only held one piece of gold and he didn't hold it until he was 50. It was a tag team title. He didn't need it. He didn't need it.
Nope.
But again, he had leeway. He was allowed to say whatever he wanted. So, God. Okay, y'all talked me into it. Dre, you get the point for MJF.
Yes.
That would have been my argument. Like, I can't even,
pew, 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 pew.
that's really who I wanted to pick. Like with MJF, he went first. So
Okay, do y'all really think the bidding war of 2024, do y'all really think at that point he's coming over? Or is he just using this to get hated right now?
He's just using it to get hated.
no, I think it's both, because before that he started saying that because all those rumors came out about the execs at Fox and USA asking who's this MJF guy we keep hearing.
Right.
Then he started saying that shit afterwards. Like of course he's using it to get heat. Like it just is what it is. But
he's also MJF, he's gonna say things to get people stirring the pot just to get people talking and keep him relevant.
Who's gonna be able to pay him more in 2024? Honestly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. I mean,
That's true.
I can't believe when that year comes, he's only gonna be 27.
And that's
ridiculous.
That's another thing. That's why I keep saying, like, he's under 30. Shit, he's just now 25.
He's still wet behind the ears.
Bro. A baby.
A 25-year-old that in 3 conversations has schooled CM Punk.
What?
Schooled him.
Oh my God. Made even CM Punk like step back.
Okay, I did when I was on another show one day. We did our top 10 on the stick of all time, and I do want to bring that back in the near future. My number 2 all time is CM Punk. If he does come to WWE, I want MJF and John Cena. Oh my gosh, that's my number 1. John Cena, with the improv skills he has, he will give MJF all he wants on the stick. All he wants.
Top of the head. Off the top of the head. No rehearsal.
Y'all really think this young dude is not thinking about all these things as well?
He is.
Yep.
You think he's not? Like, come on, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. AEW is the shit right now. You know what I'm saying? It's the talk of the town. But at the end of the day, they're still barely cracking 1 million fucking views. And no one wants to talk about that. No one wants to act like that's not true. Everyone wants to act like they're legit competition and a number 2. They're not. They're a glorified indie promotion.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, WWE is still king of the hill.
They're catering to their hardcore fan base. They don't want new fans right now. Yep.
And you got to think about this too. All these wrestlers today that are above a certain or under a certain age, the only game in town was WWE when they were growing up.
Yep.
That was
Think
it.
about, like, so you cannot tell me these dudes don't have in the back of their mind, I'm trying to get to WWE. You cannot tell me that. I don't care what promotion they're from, how white, black, whatever. You cannot tell me these dudes who grew up in the time where there was only WWE on TV.
Yep.
You couldn't even Impact, even TNA. You had to order it on fucking pay-per-view for an hour show. It was like $8 or some shit. Like there was no wrestling on TV but WWE. You cannot tell me these dudes aren't like, that's where I need to get to eventually.
So
you just can't.
So when Britt Baker says, I don't trust that company, they don't treat their wrestlers right, she's just snubbing them to get a better deal later?
Well, no, see, that's different, though.
That's different because she has all, but not only that, but also what they had her try to do with giving up her career, dentistry.
Yeah.
To, just to
that's
come
what I'm
down
saying.
to
Stuff like that's different. That's
different,
personal.
right?
Yeah.
That is
That's
personal.
So she has a personal thing. She's in the midst of what they did to her husband, trying to make him a fucking manager.
Are they officially married? Are they even engaged yet?
They are.
I think they are. I don't engaged. Know. Yeah. But either way, like I'm saying, she was in the midst of that, like in the middle of that, and saw everything that was going on.
Yeah.
So situation like that's a little bit different.
Right.
But yeah.
And she saw it up close, even during the development stages.
That's what I'm saying. Like she was there forever. Even though she was in another promotion, they live together. They're together. So like she knows what's going on and what he was going through. So like situations like that, like I believe hers a little bit more than most people that say they don't give a shit about the E. But even deep down her, like you cannot tell me these people don't have the E.
Have something.
You can't tell me that.
Yeah.
You can't grow up a wrestling fan and become a wrestler and not want to get to the promotion that made you want to become a damn wrestler.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's literally common sense. It's literally human nature.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But it's just to the point when you get to that big machine, you don't want to get lost. And and I think that's what a lot of these wrestlers are more concerned
But a lot of
with.
that too is not just it's probably like 70-30 WWE, maybe 60-40.
But again, it goes into the fact of like how we cursing the Instagram and the rumor mills out when we start seeing these wrestlers being released, and it was like we never even got a chance to really see them at a certain level because they was not given.
Well, here's my counter argument to all of that: fat, out of shape, not WWE style in any way. Never gonna make it here.
True.
He got here.
He got there.
He didn't get lost in the shuffle. He kept doing his thing. He kept being different. He kept turning every stupid fucking thing they gave him.
Now he stayed in the mid. He stayed in the mid card a little too long. He did.
But he was still. He was still there. He was still relevant. Like I said, everything they gave him, because people try to act like the stuff with Jericho, like that shit was like a home run out the gate. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
It was not.
Him and Jericho got together. Like,
if it had been anybody but him and Jericho, it wouldn't have worked. Nobody.
What I'm saying, they got together like they threw us some bullshit. How do we make this good? And they should have main evented that year because they did turn some straight bullshit into gold.
Yep.
And that's what you have to like. You have to figure it out. You can't just swallow shit and take it. You got to take what they give you and run with it. You have to. That's what any promotion, any job, anything. Your shit rolls downhill. Sometimes you're gonna get some BS, and you got to make it. You got to make it. You got to make it work.
Absolutely.
You got to make it your own.
You can't just ride with it.
Absolutely.
You got to make it your own and own it.
That or you do something undeniable and ask forgiveness later. You have to. Yep. Yep. 100%. 100%.
The ultimate indie guy stayed with WWE. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow. Good grief. As anti-corporate as he is, Sami Zayn's still there.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that's because these two dudes grew up watching WWE. It was their lifelong dream, and since they started wrestling together, to be in the WWE together and to wrestle for the WWE.
And make it work.
And make it work.
Yeah.
Who's a white dude running around dressed like Saddam Hussein, bro? Like,
no, it's Che Guerrero.
He's not technically white.
It's Che Guerrero.
Right.
It's not Saddam. It's Che Guerrero.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Allegedly.
Lord have mercy. No, I 100% agree. Now, don't get me wrong. I want AEW to succeed. I do. I want them to make it. I want them to succeed. But they're making the same mistakes, the same exact mistakes. I mean, as much as as Eric Bischoff says, you're making all new ones too. And I just as much as I get it. ECW catered to their hardcore fan base, and eventually they couldn't keep up anymore. WCW went too produced and too crazy, and Shark Tanks around the ring and all that crap. And eventually, there ain't nothing else we can do with that either. Eventually, the pops are going to wear off. If there's no characters to fall back on, they're not going to watch anymore. But I don't want WWE to sink back into the PG era again. We can't do that. So what's
going to kill AEW is what are they going to do when there's no more guys to sign from the Indies and from New Japan? That's their problem. When are they going to start making actual new stars?
And that's what I was thinking too, because like what I'm noticing also what they're doing with AEW Dark and such is that they're giving those opportunities, but they need to make it into a level of like NXT. They need to bring it to a whole point where it's not something to watch on YouTube or not something to watch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all those dudes are like, and all the black dudes. That's another thing. All the black people are on fucking Dark and Elevation, bro. Put some of the people on TV.
That's another.
Talk shit about you, Tony.
But not even that. But they need more time, to be honest, because I still feel that Rampage for an hour is not really enough time. And plus, at a live show, I've been to too many of them already with AEW. It's only 3 hours. It's literally like 3 to 4 hours in a sense. They start with AEW Dark, then they go into Dynamite, and then after Dynamite, they go into Rampage. But my thing is this. Now they're starting to break up the shows. They're starting to break it up where it's not just one show, one event, one venue to do all shows. Now they're starting to do it more in separation. They'll probably be at that same venue, but they might do it 2 nights straight or 2 different times. That's cool, but they still need more time. They still need more air time to show that talent, because if you count it, it's literally 4 hours that they have a week. It's an hour on YouTube. It's 2 hours on TBS, and then it's an hour on TNT for Rampage and such. 4 hours. You have a lot of talent, and you're going to get into the whole situation what WWE is going into. You have a whole lot of talent, but don't have the place or the space for them to actually show what they have to boost up their audience view.
They're going to have to release all them dudes, bro. It's over. It's going to pop. The bubble's going to pop on that.
It's got to pop.
The WWE did the same thing, and look, all those dudes are gone. They just signed people so AEW wouldn't get them, and AEW signed up the rest. And none of those people are on TV. They're not expose anybody to new spotlights or anything. They're going to have to get rid of some of these people. They just are.
Honestly, I'm shocked that John Moxley's even wanting to come back to AEW, because GCW is what he loves. I don't know why he just doesn't go do that full time.
Because his wife ain't going to let him, man. What you mean, bro?
Yeah, that's true.
They got a kid now. They ain't let him go over there, bust his head open with glass and shit 4 or 5 times a month, bro. No. He's going to that schedule where he works, what does he wrestle? Once a month?
Yeah, if that.
Twice a month.
You could tell who the EVPs and who Tony think are the future and who they want to see on TV, because they are on both shows every week. And meanwhile you've got half your roster that's just dying to get 5 minutes on TV. And
just how they did Jay Lethal. Like I'm like.
I don't understand what's going on with that, yo.
I'm always on the fence with them anyway, but just the treatment of Jay Lethal, like, dude was just in a world title match for Ring of Honor's last
first
show.
time we've seen him in a month as he runs down to the ring to help Dante Martin. That's the first time we've seen him in a week.
Really help. He just was a distraction. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
Jay Lethal.
And they only did that because of all the shit with Swole and everything, and people asking like, while we're on the subject, where the hell's Jay Lethal at? That's the reason why they put him out.
Oh, well, we'll let MJF take a loss, but it ain't going to be clean versus Sean Dean. Yeah.
That Kanye versus Dre, but let some black people walk in. I bet you they show off they token black man. Like, get out of here, bro.
But it's like, because like you had Leo Rush come on for like 2-3 weeks straight with what's his name, and then next thing you know, where has he been?
He called out Tony. That's where he's been.
Yeah.
He called out Tony, got put on the bench. That's where he's been.
Exactly.
Yep. All right. Well, we can keep talking after the stream ends. But, guys, I appreciate you guys joining us live tonight. If you love this channel and you love this stuff, again, go to our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/SmackDraw, and make sure you follow, click the bell, so every time we go live, you can be notified. Also, go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast. Like the videos, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell. Every time we go live on our YouTube, or every time we post a video on YouTube, you'll get notified immediately. And again, if you want to support us, go to our PayPal, paypal.me/SmackDrawPod, or visit our Patreon, patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. And this has been an edition of Around the Ring. Congratulations to Dre for barely getting the edge on his brother and winning tonight. He'll get that graphic posted probably tomorrow. But as we all know, Dre may be the ringmaster, but RN is the mute master. And real quick, RN, tell us what's the next mute RN you think you got coming out, and what else you got going on with the Dog Kennel and Mean Jelly Bean?
I got a 4 or 5 coming out here shortly. I'm going to start recording tomorrow. I was actually go ahead and check out that tweet I got asking for some ideas for rants. It's actually jumping right now. Just check my notifications. We actually got a couple litters coming. I'm going to a dog show actually in Grand Rapids, Michigan, first weekend of February. So we got a couple things cooking up. Oh, be on the lookout. Me and Jelly Bean's definitely putting out a Valentine's Day song like we do every year. So.
Awesome.
No,
Awesome.
I can't. Do not tag me, please, because I'm not tagging you. Please do not tag me on Facebook when that video comes.
Tagging you on Facebook. I'm tagging Tracy. Tagging everybody.
No, don't do it.
That's
Don't
awesome.
do it.
Dre, what about you? What's going on in New York, and what you got going on with your brands?
Well, right now I'm just I'm actually working on my varsity jackets to be released soon. So they're already in mid-production right now. I'm really just taking some time away. You know, COVID kind of hit me kind of hard earlier this month.
Glad you're doing better, man. I really am.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Like it's still taking a toll on me, with some fatigue and stuff, and then also going back to work into the classroom and stuff like that while still dealing with it. It's a lot. So right now I'm just really taking some time out to not overexert myself into certain things, and working on the brand for things for next month, trying to get my podcast up soon, Sneaker Losers soon, so I'm trying to really focus on that. But just right now I'm just really trying to touch up on a couple of things personally, and trying to also expand some creativity, trying to get into more video right now. So I'm just trying to take it chill. 2022 is actually the year that I'm actually starting off on a slow pace at this moment, and not trying to overexert.
Yeah, my word for this year is relax, which is something I have a hard time doing, but it's my word for this year. And guys, you can find me on Twitter at BamaDave24. You can find the Bammer Slammer at Bammer Slammer, and you can find SmackDraw at SmackDraw Podcast on our social media. Until the next time we drop the hammer, we appreciate you guys watching, and thank you for joining us here on the Bammer Slammer. Have a good night, everybody.